My heart this morning is full. It is full of gratitude for so many. To Governor Newsom for defying the political conventional wisdom that says working on these issues is not popular, not going to get you even farther. Thanks for taking it on as your signature priority. Thank you to Senator Eggman for being the mental health leader of your generation, not just this bill today, but what you accomplished around conservatorship and care court as well. Truly outstanding. Assemblymember Irwin, thank you for taking the mantle of leadership. To all the members of the legislature, the chairs, Chair Wood, Chair Roth, for ensuring the passage of these historic bills. I want to thank the governor's staff and all the legislative staff. Dana Williamson, Mark Galley, Secretary Galley, Jason Elliott, Christy Bauma, Kim McCoy, and everyone who worked so hard on all of this. To my fellow big city mayors, what a power and force we are in making sure that these bills became our top priorities and thus the state's top priorities. Mayor Bass, Mayor Gloria, all of you Patricia Locke Dawson and Mayor Richardson, those of you who are here today, the county supervisors, what a partnership we now have. Hilda Solis and Janice Hahn, we are all in this together. I want to thank the late Rusty Seelix, who was my partner in crime, so to speak, who is gone too soon, but we wouldn't be here without Rusty. And Richard Van Horn, all of the same, all of the advocates, Toby Ewing, and all those who have served over the last 20 years. And special thank you to the institute that is humbly in my name. Karen Larsen, Tom Insel, the board of directors, our great staff. You're incredible, and you dreamt this half a dozen years ago, and here we are today. Your credit as well. And mostly, thank you to the families and the workers and the providers who care for people living with serious mental illness and who have done this work in good times and in bad, and especially during times when few others paid attention. This is your day, too. When we proposed and passed the Mental Health Services Act in 2004, our goal was ambitious and it was audacious. We aimed to uphold that failed promise made by prior generations of state leaders, to fully fund whatever it takes, and to ensure that people living with serious mental illness live with dignity, independence, and safety in our communities. The closure of these old state hospitals in the 1970s and the 1980s was the right decision. The money saved was supposed to shift directly to the community. The failure of successive state governments until the current one, good sir, to uphold the community funding promise is one of the main reasons people and our communities are suffering so badly today. MHSA's 20-year history and $31 billion of community-based services has saved many lives and has moved us farther towards keeping our word. But we are here today because the work is so incomplete. Today's historic signing of SB 326 and AB 531 moves us dramatically closer to making good on our 60-year promise and will ensure that the original intent of the MHSA, the Mental Health Services Act, is in fact met. Governor Newsom is the first governor in history to make mental health and substance abuse care a signature state priority. He has backed that commitment with billions of additional dollars in resources and bold policies to remove the many obstacles to people getting help. Thanks to his leadership and the leadership of Senator Eggman and Assemblymember Irwin and all the members of the legislature who are here today, these billions from the new Behavioral Health Services Act, plus the bond, will now be focused and prioritized much more effectively for people who are the most vulnerable and help ensure that fewer people with serious mental illnesses live in conditions that no one should have to endure. The original MHSA gave broad authority to local governments to determine their priorities, and local implementation and flexibility will always be an important principle. But more important is the voters declaring loud and clear next March that these precious dollars, gifts from the people after all, must be dedicated to alleviating our state's most urgent problems: the plight of unsheltered suffering from serious mental illness and substance abuse, and young people most at risk from experiencing the worst consequences of not getting this early help that they need and deserve. That's what the modernization of the Mental Health Services Act and the billions from the new bond will appropriately require. Every dollar, every program, every roof, every bed, every newly trained caring provider means one more person off our streets, out of the hospital, out of jail, out of a lonely back bedroom, and with the chance for a better life. Like our nation's work to form a more perfect union that will never be complete, fulfilling our promise to fix the broken behavioral health system will never be finished. But thanks to the courage and the will of the leaders standing in this room today, we have a much better chance to get far closer to that day when no one has to suffer needlessly because they or their loved ones didn't know where to turn for help in the most difficult moment of their lives. Vote yes on Prop 1 in March of 2024, and thank you, everybody.